All right, today we're gonna go out and we're gonna fish in floodwaters. We've had a couple inches of rain off and on for the last 2 or 3 days, and the Leon River is really starting to rise and get some flow in it. There's a bunch of good shallow flats up there outside the channel. We've been pushing some fish up there the recent days. We're gonna go up there, try to float some rigs down, do some anchor fishing. Let's see what happens. Ready? Let's go get them. You know there's gonna be some gar up in here, but I'll be willing to bet there's a few kitty cats. Yeah, we got some fish here. But we can push a few more and see what we got going on here. Kind of like the swirling current. I think I'm gonna rig me up some float rigs, drift some baits down this. Might even hook up a Snoopy on a float rig. All right, freshly flooded flats, when you have a lot of grass and other debris that's been growing up for a while, and when it first gets that water coverage over, you don't necessarily always have to use a Sandy Cooper rig to get that bait floated across there. Sometimes even pulling in, you'll snag up. So one of my favorite rigs is I actually use a Whisker Seeker float rig. And so on there, let me get this. I like using their 3 or 4 ounce EVA float rigs. That way I can throw on a pretty good size weight on there. I can get you an 1.5 ounce or 2 ounce weight, and you can get some distance out of this and keep that bait float up above the grass. So I'll use their circle wide K hooks, kind of like a modified Kale. A little bit easier on the hookups. On the, you have to worry about really loading up a rod like you do on the traditional circle hooks. Put it on there, do your easy snail. Let's go ahead and tie on your swivel. Now preferably I like using a snell or knot on the hook, and then using a polymer knot on the swivel. It's just easy for me to tie, and if it's low light conditions, I can tie that real simple. Get that tied, snip off the edge. And that part of it's done. There's your leader. About 12, 16, 18 inches, just fine. Get the bite anywhere. Nope. We broke off earlier, so we're gonna go ahead and take this rig off. Check your main line for any type of snags or burrs or nicks. Always pretty good. Take your stopper knot. Put it on there. Cinch it down good. If you don't, that heavy weight, it will slip when it hits the water, the heavy bait. using these little beads. Now I'm using 40-pound Whistler Seeker mono. You never know when we're going to hook into something pretty big. We're going to need to pull them out. And I've got their leader material. Take that 4-ounce float, thread it on through. These things are super light. I don't know if you had any of these in your hand before, but they don't weigh anything. Easy to cast. Take that big weight. That way if you do have some current, it's going to kind of hold that bait down. Knot protector bead. Then once again, another polymer knot. Simple and easy to tie. You can do whatever knot you feel comfortable with. I like the polymer. Like I said, I can tie it in the dark. If there's anything that I would tell anybody on knots, especially these big cats, make sure you leave a little bit of your tag end sticking out. Don't trim it up too tight. They're not line shy. So I keep a little bit out. Sometimes I keep 3/4 inch, 1/2 inch. So every knot will slip before it breaks. There's my rig.
That we would run out.
Well,
it's not true.
It's like that lady the other day when I was at HEB. She was stacking cases of water in her van. I said, ma'am, why are you packing up all that? She goes, can you help me lift the rest of these? And I thought, ma'am, you can only get 2 for one thing. I said, but what do you need all this water for? She goes, well, what's going on? And I go, ma'am, why do you need all this water? I mean, she goes, well, what am I going to drink? I said, do you have water to your house? Well, yeah. And I go, well, what do you need bottled water for? I mean, do you normally buy this much bottled water? Well, no. I said, well, why do you buy so much? Well, we're going to need it. I said, this is not a hurricane where we're going to lose city municipalities. I said, you're going to have water to your house to bathe in and to drink and everything else. She goes, and she was just dumbfounded, like I was going to, just blew her mind.
Yeah.
She thinks it's a natural disaster. It's not a natural disaster. I mean, it's a pandemic. It's a virus. It's not we're not going to lose electricity and lose water, and I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, people are taking
it. Harbor Freight today, there's out of generators. Just, which I don't understand.
There you go.
We got it.
Harbor Freight was out of generators?
Yep.
God, what is wrong with people?
I'm hung. Got it.
Yeah, I've been wanting to get one of those nice Harbor Freight generators, the big one that's like 650 or whatever. Those things are great. It's better than a Honda. Just to go ahead and get one, because I know eventually they're going to go up.
Handheld one?
Huh?
What about the handheld one?
It's on wheels. The handheld one's about $400. I have one of those in Costa Rica. It's great. It's only 2200. It's only 2200 watts though, or 25. Mine's 2500 actually. Mine's not from Harbor Freight. It's a copy of a Harbor Freight one.
Oh shit! Get it, bub. Get it, real. Doubling up.
What are these
up all the way, it'd be a lot easier on you. If you're reeling up all the way to the top, you know. Those are good eaters.
Oh yeah.
We caught these shad, I guess about 24 hours ago in that muddy water. And you can see, I still have yet to change out the filter. Clean it out. I've got spare ones, but right now everything's looking good. These shad are super lively. We haven't lost any. There's some pretty good sized shad in here. I catch one of them. Everything's looking good. The X-Treme's working great for us. Even when you're fishing in heavy mud, and don't be afraid to change some water out. Use some river water if you need to. Some places you can't use lake water. Some places you can. Depends on your local laws and regulations. Plenty of current. Nice and quiet pumps, nice and smooth. X-Treme bait tanks. Check them out. Tell them Spud sent you. Put that in the notes and you'll get a free set of filters with your bait tank order.